Ugh. And welcome back, everybody. I know I said I was going to do some more stuff to the firewall, bolt on the windshield wiper motor and the brake booster, but I'm going to hold off on that for a while until I do some more engine stuff. So I'm moving on to some other things. So I'm back here inside the trunk, and you can see there's bracing that goes along. It's just where the back seat is at. That separates the trunk. You can see the center section over here. Well, there's a brace kit that you can buy that basically X's out those two sides and it bolts in place, and it's supposed to give some more rigidity to the G-Body platform. So I am going to do that, and actually I had a Cutlass before this 442, and I had this this X kit in that one. And the brace kit for me, I just went out and I made it myself. So I went to Home Depot. I got I think it's a 1-inch OD, one piece of cast iron pipe, cut it to the length I want, flatten the ends in the vise, drilled 3/8 holes, boom, I got the same kit for basically cheap, which is where my budget is at right now. So anyway, so that's what I plan to do. I'm going to get this thing put on the back and kind of mock it in place. It's all scuffed up. It needs to be painted along with the rest of the trunk. But for now, I just want to get the holes drilled and everything mocked in place so I'll know where it's going to go. So the first step, by the instructions on the legit kit that you can get, it says to jack the body up, get it off of the suspension, and then have a jack stand on the frame so that it's on a steady support. So that way when you put it in, it's not flexed or torqued out because of the suspension or anything. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's what's coming up. With the car up on jack stands and me now in the trunk, I've taken the liberty of drilling the first hole, which you can see right there. That's where the two pieces of sheet metal come together. It's the sheet metal for this brace comes up and meets the package tray, whatever you want to call it, that upper shelf where your speakers bolt to. So that's where the first, and I've already got it in place, that's where the first bar is going to go in. So I'll bolt that, and then we'll run that down to the center here and get our point for our second hole to be drilled. So with that bolt loosely in place on the bar, second point is down here, and with my calibrated eyeball, I think I've got that right where I want it. So with that bar there, we'll feed these two in together. I can get this bar up underneath the rod. There we go. Feed these two and that bolt in there. Nut this on the back real quick just to hold it in place. And now it's just a matter, with my light, now it's just a matter of following it up and then figuring out exactly where that needs to go in there for it to be correct. So I'll hit that with a drill, pop a 3/8 hole in there, and we'll have our first set of bars done. Now on the other end, one more hole drilled, and we'll go ahead and run a bolt through this and see how accurate. Oh, that. Win another one for the calibrated eyeball. Okay, so that side is in, and we have got half of our bars installed. So now we need to, probably up here somewhere in the shadow where you can't see, bar will go there, and then down to either corner over there where all that rust is that I gotta fix for a panel they don't make, so I have to make it myself. Ugh. Over there. That's where the next one goes. So now I've got the center drilled out. That'll hold that in place. So with the center hole drilled and the bars put in and bolted down, now it's just a matter of going down and eyeballing where the 2 holes should go at the bottom of the braces on either side, and then we'll be done. X-bars will be installed, body stiffened. So there it is. It's just that easy. So let's get those last 2 holes in, and then we'll take a step back and glory in what we've done. There it is, all mocked up, all the holes drilled, bolts are put in. Of course, everything needs to come back apart. It's a filthy mess back here. The whole trunk needs to be addressed before anything goes back together. But I'm glad I got this mocked up. It gives me something to do while I'm waiting for the engine to come back from the machine shop. The only difference between my bars and what you would buy in the kit is this top lip. The bars you get from the kit, there's a set of wires that go to the speakers, and there's like plastic push clips that go into holes into the top of that sheet metal. So you don't have to drill those 2 holes, you just put the bars in. The only difference is, I don't know if you can see this, let me see if I can get this light to show it. So where I have installed the bars, it is where the brace, when it comes up, there's metal that's tack welded and overlaps with this lip on the top. So what I've done is every mounting point that I have made sure that I've got, let's see, even on this one, there is an overlap of the center brace and that top shelf. So you've got both of them sandwiched together with the bar holding it. On the kit that you'd have, it'd be in a hole that's like to the left of where I have mine, and it's just this sheet metal on the top. So what I've done is just extended the bars a little bit longer, and I've tied it in so everywhere it overlaps with the piece of metal tacked to something else. So it's like all the metal is doubled up in those spots. So I made sure, the only one that's not is this one here. It's just the way the thing is placed. There's no other place to drill the hole. But everything else, it's all overlapping with the bracing that's already there. So it makes it a little bit, I think, more sturdy when it's grabbing both of those and not just the top shelf piece. Anyway, so let me get my backside out of this trunk, because it's a bit uncomfortable in here, and then I'll show you a little farther back where you can kind of soak it all in. Ah, that's better. Out here outside that trunk, I was kind of uncomfortable laying in there doing that. Anyway, it is installed. Looks very, very nice. I like it. I even used an angle locator to make sure that the angles of the bars were the same on both sides, just so it looks symmetrical, because I'm anal retentive. So that is done. Now I've got to do a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, I've got to find out what I'm going to do next. I'm kind of in a quandary, because I want to do brakes, but in order to do brakes, I've got to put the 18-inch wheels on the vehicle, because the front Corvette C5 brakes are too big for the 15-inch wheels that I have. And I also have to buy tires for the wheels. But then I've got the engine in the machine shop, and I've got to figure out how much that's going to be. And I'm on a limited budget, so I've got to kind of throw all these numbers up in the air and dance around what I can do and what I can't do based on the budget that I've got. And had some personal financial things we had to take care of, so there was a big chunk of money out of the project that I pulled out to be able to cover stuff like that. So it's one of the pleasures of having a house and a family and all those other good things. Anyway, and you can also see my rust up in the corner there. Talked to my body guy, and he was like, you know, he says, you're replacing the inner and outer wheel wells, which I already have. He said I would just hold off and wait. He said, because once you cut the spot welds out of the frame brace and then out of the trunk hinge and you get those wells, those wheel wells out, he said that's going to be sitting there right in front of you. He said it'll be easy to cut a patch panel and fix that. So that's what I'm going to do. So the other side has a little bit of surface rust too, but that's in decent shape, which is weird because I checked like crazy and I can't find any reason that it would have had water collecting in those two corners, unless they came through the wheel wells maybe. But the wheel wells are trash, so that might explain that, because it's definitely not the rear windshield leaking. Anyway, that's it for now. This has got to get cleaned up. I want to make some type of carpet kit for it. They make a carpet kit for the G-Body, but on this side it incorporates having your spare in there, and there's like this big panel that goes up there, and it's just like it's too big, and I'm not putting a wheel well in there. So I'm actually going to make that into, I'm thinking my fuel pump may go in there, and it'll actually sit in the trunk, and it'll be protected from the elements that way and from rocks and everything else. And then I'll just run the lines in and out of that tub. But no spare is going to go in there, because the spare isn't going to fit on a car that now has 18-inch wheels. So I'm rambling now. That's it. I put the bars in. That's what I intended to do. And I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your next door neighbor, tell grandma if she's interested in G-Bodies. I don't care. I just need to get some interest going in this. Go to my t-shirt shop if you feel inclined and find something you like. Maybe buy a t-shirt. It helps out the project immensely. So that's it for now. Enjoyed having you here. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.